Coach's Choice and Quick Scout Technologies have partnered to develop a software system to improve the individual skills of every player on your football team. Football in Motion is the first of a 12-part all sports in motion training series. This YouTube demonstration will show how coaches and players can use inMotion with preloaded Coach's Choice training video clips to improve the safety and technique of your defensive linemen. I will begin by opening the defensive lineman section of Football in Motion and selecting the gap control example. As the two video screens open, you will notice the same defensive lineman on both screens. I'll now demonstrate how coaches and athletes can use inMotion and preloaded video examples from Coach's Choice to improve existing technique. By clicking on the duplicate button, I'll be able to recopy the inMotion page that includes the Coach's Choice gap control example. As I do this, the inMotion program will prompt me to enter a new file name. So we're going to rebuild this page and give it a new name. So the name of the file is going to be Tim gap control because we're going to be using Tim's video example. Click OK. This is going to allow us to rebuild the page. And so we're going to have the Coach's Choice example is going to be above video 1. And what we're going to do now is replace this Coach's Choice example with video from a football player named Tim. So I'm going to change the video. It's going to open a folder where I have video clips stored, and we're going to select Tim's gap control video clip. And it's going to replace the video in screen 2. We have, again, Coach's Choice video. Example video is going to be video 1, and Tim's video example is going to be video 2. So the next step is to synchronize both videos. What we mean by synchronize is to get both athletes moving at the same time and be able to compare their motion and their technique. So to do this, I'm going to have to turn one of the videos off. I'll turn off video 2, which is Tim's example, and then make sure the Coach's Choice video example is ready to move. And this is the defensive lineman we're going to be following. So this is the defensive lineman here, and so this is a good starting point for him. So I'm going to select the start time, and yes, and that's going to stamp this time, so we'll always return to this time. I'm going to turn video 1 off, and then video 2 on. This is going to be Tim. We're going to advance this video until where we see Tim taking his first step. Almost there, or at least he's moving. So again, that's a good starting point for Tim. Select yes. So Tim will always begin at that point. So I'll turn video 1 back on. We're going to now advance both players, so we'll see how Tim compares against the Coach's Choice example. I'm just going to move the arrow. And we see now that Tim's a little bit slow getting started, and his hands aren't coming up very well. What the drill is working on the defensive lineman's technique for getting their hands out and getting separation from the offensive lineman. So again, we'll play this again, and we can see that the Coach's Choice model, he stays low, takes a good first step, and he's getting his hands out. So he's getting control of the lineman where Tim is barely moving yet. Let's do it one more time. We see Tim. Okay, we see the offensive lineman already getting past Tim. His hands aren't even up. Move it back a frame. And also now notice the feet. As we look at Tim's feet, okay, he hasn't really taken a good first step, where the Coach's Choice example has already moved. I'm going to turn on our drawing tools and maybe illustrate this a little bit better. So I'm going to create a line for Tim's feet. You see the line there, so he hasn't even taken that first step. Now let's look at the Coach's Choice. He's already taken a good first step. And look at their hands. Tim's hands are here, and the Coach's Choice's hands are already through into this deep offensive lineman. And this is a great way to illustrate technique for your players. And if you're using the inMotion in school, you're able to put this up on a smart board or a Promethean board. Now, if you're going to be sharing this with the players at home, what you're also able to do then is use a technique, Dropbox, and this is a free service. And what you're able to do, I'll open my Dropbox example, and you're able to then move the video clips into the team Dropbox. we can just go to the folder that I was using, copy, and I'll just move the folder into the Team Dropbox, paste, and now it's loading those videos to the Dropbox, which may take a few seconds, but then the players can access from home just by logging into the Team Dropbox. It's already uploading now, and thank you very much.